Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's Joey. I wanted to do a video on UFC 262 because it is absolutely stacked. The main event is Charles Oliveira versus Michael Chandler for the vacant lightweight belt. Obviously, Khabib Nurmagomedov vacated his belt back in October. Now Dana White has finally accepted Khabib's decision to retire, and there was some debate about who should be fighting for that vacant lightweight belt. I know a lot of MMA media personalities were campaigning for Conor McGregor versus Dustin Poirier 3 to be for the vacant belt, but that was never the right choice. And the UFC went with the right decision here. They went with Charles Oliveira versus Michael Chandler. I was okay with any fight that had Charles Oliveira in it, but Michael Chandler is the one guy coming off a win right now in the lightweight division. It seems like so he was a good decision. He came from Bellator, super impressive knockout win over Dan Hooker. There's some debate of whether or not he deserves to be in that spot. But, if you look at the division, Dustin's obviously taken the Conor fight, you know, uh, and so who else are you going to give that shot to? Justin Gaethje's coming off a loss to Khabib just recently. You got Islam Makhachev waiting in the wings. He just got that win over Drew Dober, but I think he still needs, another big win to really put himself in title contention. And there's just not many options there to throw into a title fight. Michael Chandler at least coming off that spectacular win against Dan Hooker. Um, and man, that should be a great fight. I cannot wait to see Charles Oliveira versus Michael Chandler. Super fun fight. This fight card is a fight card that's really made for hardcore MMA fans. Um, and to top it off, for some of the casual fans, they did the co-main event out of the blue. Nate Diaz versus Leon Edwards at welterweight. Fight makes absolutely no sense, but boy, is it a fun fight, man. The styles, Leon Edwards is a stand-up, striking fighter. Nate Diaz, obviously, everybody knows his skill set, pressure forward, absorb a lot of damage, super tough, guy that doesn't get finished. I think he's only been finished once in his career by Josh Thompson. So it should be a super fun matchup. I mean, I don't know where either guy goes from there, but man, is that a fun fight. And, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense in the grand scheme of the division. Would I have preferred Leon Edwards versus Colby Covington? Yes. But I guess this is the next best thing, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And I think this is really because the UFC is going back to full crowds, and they needed to sell some tickets for that Houston event in May 15th. So I think that's why they got Diaz on this card. Also on the card, Tony Ferguson. A lot of people are, writing Tony Ferguson off. He's coming off that loss to Charles Oliveira. He'll be fighting Beneil Dariush. Finally, Beneil Dariush gets a top five type guy. Beneil Dariush hasn't been getting a lot of respect for a long, long time, and he's finally getting the fight that he deserves. Tony Ferguson, I know a lot of people are writing him off. He's coming off back-to-back losses, Justin Gaethje, and then Charles Oliveira, obviously the domination in that fight. But Tony Ferguson is still a legit guy at lightweight. I can't wait to see, how that fight plays out. But also, that's a super tough fight for, Tony to be taken right now, especially on a two-fight skid, even if it is against two of the best guys in the division. So I'm really looking forward to that fight. Can Tony bounce back, or will the young eat the old? I mean, Beneil Dariush isn't super young, but I think he's younger than Tony Ferguson. And can Beneil really prove himself as a top five fighter? So super interesting. Can't wait for that fight. Then you also have Jack Hermansson versus Edmen Shahbazyan. You got Hermansson coming off that amazing fight against Marvin Vettori, where Marvin Vettori beat him by decision, almost finished him a couple times in that fight. And you have Edmen Shahbazyan coming off that brutal beatdown against Derek Brunson, where a lot of people thought, he was going to walk through Derek Brunson and then walk into a title shot pretty soon. Derek Brunson has shown he's a prospect killer as of late, coming off that recent win over Kevin Holland as well. And, man, I just love this fight. Jack Hermansson versus Edmen Shahbazyan should be a fun fight, but that's a tough matchup for Edmen Shahbazyan. I mean, Jack Hermansson has great grappling skills, great top game, good submissions. And Edmen Shahbazyan, great striker, but he's shown the holes in his game are his grappling abilities, wrestling abilities. Derek Brunson was just able to take him down and ground and pound him and eventually TKO him. But overall, what a stacked card. I think Jacare Souza is also fighting on the card. Also, you have Edson Barboza versus Shane Burgos, which should be a phenomenal fight as well. I cannot wait for UFC 262. And the best thing is, it's only about 6 weeks away. May 15th, Houston, Texas, I believe. can't wait for this fight card, man. This is a fight card that's built for the hardcore fans, and I cannot wait for it. Let me know what you guys think about this card in the comments, and make sure you subscribe to my channel, and thank you for watching.